Namaste and welcome. Let us do a little bit of yoga practice together. It's Jackie, and we're going to do a little bit of take some time for ourselves, maybe the next 30 or 40 minutes to do some yoga practice. So if you can take a moment to get yourself situated, if you have a yoga mat, you can lay that out on the floor. If you have no yoga mat, you can just have enough room where you have space to lie down. I encourage you to turn off your cell phones and other devices and maybe close the door of the room that you're in so you can take a little time for yourself to do a little practice, a little self-care. So we're going to start doing some movement standing up on our feet. So the first movement we're going to do is a little swinging. So just kind of shaking and moving the joints a little bit. So step your feet out about shoulder width apart, and you can just shift the weight from side to side and get a sense of how your legs feel the floor. And then you're going to start to let your arms swing around. This is a little movement called empty coat sleeves. So you picture a child in a big coat, and the empty coat sleeves are just flopping around. You want your hands to tap your back. You can also turn your head and your eyes, and if you look back at the floor behind you, that may help you to get a little more movement in your neck, your shoulders. You want to feel the rib cage moving, the hips moving. Just give everything a little shake. Get the blood moving. This is a nice thing to do if you've been sitting a lot or if you tend to be at your desk or riding in a car. This is a lovely movement. Also great in the morning for digestion, this movement. All right, and then come to step your feet in a little bit closer. And we're going to do some movement. We're going to lift our arms up and down over our head. And we're going to start to think about coordinating with our breath. So breathing in through your nose, sweep your arms out to the side and up over your head, and you can look up and reach up. And on your exhale, let your hands float down, let your eyes lower down, pull your belly in. And do that again. Inhale, big sweeping, lengthening breath. Exhale down. Let's do one more repetition like that, just getting a sense of moving with your breath. Inhale. And exhale. All right, and then step your feet out a bit wider, a little wider than your shoulders if that's comfortable for you. Same type of inhale, lift your arms over your head. And on the exhale, we're going to lean over to one side. You can let the leaning arm go down and touch your leg, and the other arm go over your head. This is as far as you can reach. And then inhale back up to the center, big breath in, and slowly over to the other side. So a little engagement in the abdomen as you exhale. And then the inhale lifts us up. And then that side bend as you exhale. And the inhale to rise. And then the exhale to the other side. And the inhale to rise. And then exhale over to one side and stay here. When you get to the in-breath, take that raised arm up a little more. Lift that heel. So I'm doing my right side, so lift your heel, your right arm, and exhale, heel down. Feel that lengthening down that side. Inhale, lift your arm, lift your heel up. You might even look up. Slowly exhale your heel back down. Pull your belly in. Do one more time. Inhale, a little reach. Exhale, heel down, and on the inhale, come up, and you can just lower that arm down and take a moment to move. Notice the two sides, and then we'll do the other side. So inhale, both arms up. So do the other side, exhale over. Raised arm reaches, and that same heel lifts up off of the floor. You can look up, and slowly exhale. Just put your heel back down and pull your belly in. And then reach, inhale. Exhale, heel down, belly in. One more, reaching in breath. And exhale, heel down. Inhale back up to the center. Let things wiggle around a little bit. And then we're going to go forward. So feet comfortably wide. Let your feet face forward. You can even turn the toes in toward the center a little bit so that the inner thighs roll in. Take an in-breath. Exhale, bend your knees, bow down. So you can just slide your hands down the legs. You can go halfway, or if you like, you can lower your head way down toward the floor, and then slide your hands up to your hips first, push through your feet, rise back up. So 2 more like that. Exhale, belly in. So if hanging your head down isn't great, go halfway down. And then inhale, hands to the hips first, push through your feet, lift yourself up using your back muscles. And one more time, exhale. Slide your hands up first, push through your feet, slowly rise. And then you can step your feet back in a little bit, and we'll do that swinging movement again, which may feel nice after those side bends. All right, and then for the next part, we're going to come down onto the mat, onto hands and knees. If you find it helpful, please pad your knees. I always like to put a blanket under my knees, but you can get whatever you need. And when you come to the floor, let's go to the tabletop position. So place your hands underneath your shoulders, place your knees underneath your hips, and breathing slowly through the nose, inhale here and lift your chest. Now draw the navel in, round back as you exhale. Let your elbows touch and your hips sink back and your head bow. And then rise up on your in-breath, lift your chest, lift your eyes. And again, exhale, belly in. And the slow rising in-breath. You can lift your eyes. Going back one more time, hopefully this feels like a nice, the sensation in your low back is pleasant, hopefully. And then inhale up, and let's take the right leg back. And you can extend it back behind you and circle that ankle a little bit, both directions, and then lower the toes of that foot down to the floor. Gently push back through that heel. Notice how that the lengthening feeling in the back of the right leg and how it levels out your 2 hips. And then keeping both arms nice and steady, inhale, let the right foot lift off the floor, the heel about the height of your hip, lift your chest, lift your eyes. On the exhale, just lower that foot back down, draw your belly in, lower your eyes. And do that again. Inhale, lift your foot. Exhale, navel in. Just get a sense of that feeling. It's not a very big movement. So we'll hold one breath here. So inhale, lift your foot. As you hold on the exhale, hug your belly in. And inhale. Notice if your left arm's getting a little lazy. And then exhale, lower your knee down, fold back to child's pose. No rush at all. And then just glide back up to tabletop, and we'll do the same with the left leg. So take your left leg back, circle that ankle a little bit, both ways. And then lower the toes of that foot down to the floor. Again, that sense of lengthening in the back of the leg as you push the heel back, and notice how the hips are level. So nice strong arms. Inhale, lift that left foot. What muscles are you using? Can you lift your chest? Can you lift your eyes? Slowly exhale the toes back down. Hug your belly in. Do that again. Inhale, lifting the foot. Exhale, lower the toes. And then one more. Inhale, lift your leg. You just feel the weight of your leg. Keep your right arm strong. Hold, exhale. Inhale, stay. And then lower your knee and fold back on the exhale. Rise up on your inhale. As you take the right leg back this time, same position, you put the foot on the floor. This time we're going to let the left arm lift forward. So take your opposite arm forward, and then same thing as you inhale, lift that foot and lengthen the arm. For this one, keep your eyes on the floor so your neck is neutral. Don't look up. Now you could hold on the exhale, or if it's helpful for you, pull your belly and touch your toes back down. And then inhale, lengthen the arm, lift your foot. Now again, on the exhale, feel free to touch the toes down or hold. One more breath like that. So inhale, lengthen, lift your foot if you touched it down. Hold, exhale. One more inhale, and then we'll come down with the hand and the knee. Fold back, maybe shake out that right wrist. And then inhale up to all fours. And we'll do the same with the left leg. So left leg back, start with the foot on the floor. And we'll take the right arm forward this time. Holding on your exhale, hug your belly in, look down so your neck is even. And then inhale, lift your foot as you lengthen the arm. Now either hold in place on the exhale or slowly touch your toes down. Pull your belly in. On your inhale, lengthen and lift the foot if you touched it down. So again, on the exhale, you're welcome to touch the toes down or hold. Inhale, lift the foot, lengthen. One more breath. Exhale, touch your toes down if it's helpful. Inhale, lengthen, lift your foot a little. And everything down on your exhale. Fold yourself back to child's pose. Shake out that left wrist if you need to. And then inhale up to all fours. So exhale back to child's pose. And this time as you go back, we're going to move the hands forward in front of you a little more, a little wider if you have a little space there. And on the inhale, come up to all fours, but shift your hips forward. This is a variation of upward dog. So the elbows are going to bend, the chest, the eyes are going to lift. And then pull your belly in to draw your hips back towards your heels again. And we'll do that again. So inhale, open. One of my teachers calls this movement dental floss for your spine. Exhale back, see if you like it. You don't want to push, and you also don't want to hang your hips. You're just using your abdominal muscles to control the movement. A little bend in the elbows also helpful, so your shoulders aren't creeping up. And exhale, come back to child's pose. Stay back in child's pose. You might be on your elbows. You might rest your head down on your hands. You could let your hips rock a little bit. And then push up to tabletop again. And we're going to do the other dog pose. So placing your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, push up to downward facing dog. So try starting here with a little bend in your knees, and you can push down through your hands and then gently walk your dog by pedaling out your legs. See what you feel. Keep breathing. So for a couple of breaths, we're going to go up and down between this movement and the tabletop position. So please inhale with as much control as you can. Lower both knees to the floor. Lift your chest, lift your eyes. Hug your navel in and slow trip back up to dog pose. Do that again. Inhale to your knees, lift your chest, lift your eyes. Exhale back to dog pose. And now we're going to make the sequence a little bit longer. So inhale to your knees and untuck your toes. As you exhale, gently fold back to child's pose and move your hands forward a bit. As you inhale up to all fours, we're going to come forward to upward dog. And then pull yourself back to child's pose. As you inhale up to tabletop, slide your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and exhale slowly, downward facing dog. Inhale down to your knees. Untuck your toes. Exhale back to child's pose. Walk your hands forward. No rushing. Inhale forward, upward dog. So a little bend in the elbows, a little control of the movement, not just hanging here. Exhale back to child's pose. We'll do the sequence one more time. So inhale to all fours, slide your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes, exhale slowly to dog pose. Inhale to your knees. Exhale back to child's pose, walk your hands forward. Inhale, tabletop to upward dog. Little bend in the elbows, maybe lifting the eyes here. Exhale back to child's pose, and you may enjoy staying in child's pose this time, maybe giving your wrists a little massage. If you'd like to push up to downward dog and hold your dog pose for a little bit longer, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, maybe a little resting here, placing your hands underneath your forehead. Have to stack them up a little bit to not block the microphone, but you can put your head down lower if you like. And then please push yourself up to your knees or come up to standing if you were in downward dog. We're going to make our way back up to stand on our feet. So once you're standing, you can swing again. So get a sense of how you feel after those more energetic movements. You can let your feet be wide, let your head, arms turn your eyes. So one variation here is to turn your head in the opposite direction of the way that your arms are swinging. You can get a little different sensation in your neck. You can see if you like it. And then come to standing, come to mountain pose. So the hips are lined up, your heels are under your hips, and stand tall. You might even just pause for a moment and close your eyes. Get a sense of your body, any sensations in your body. What do you feel? How's your breath? And then let your eyes open, and we're going to do a sequence in the warrior two position. So in this pose, the feet are wide. So I'm going to step my feet out wider than we had them before. So sometimes we'll say one leg's distance apart. So pretty wide feet. We're going to turn the right foot to face that edge of the mat. And when we do some movement in this pose, we're going to bend that right knee. Okay, so make sure that your knee is over your heel, that the distance you chose between your feet feels about right. And on the exhale, as this leg extends, just touch your belly. Get a sense of the abdomen drawing in. And then here's the movement. On the inhale, we're going to bend the knee and lift the arms up to shoulder height. And you just feel your arms lengthen, your shoulders rise up out of your hips. And slowly exhale, extend the leg. Bring your hands back to your belly. Get that hugging feeling. Okay, do that again. Inhale, bend the knee, just dropping into the pose. You may like turning your head and looking over your right fingertips. Exhale. One more repetition like that. Inhale. Exhale. You want to feel a little work in your legs, but if it's hurting your knees at all, you can bend that right knee less. So we're going to hold the pose. So inhale into the pose. So as you exhale, soften your shoulders. As you inhale, lengthen your arms. Feel your chest lift a little. And then again, soft shoulders. Hug your navel in on the exhale. I'm going to hold 2 more breaths. Inhale. Building a little strength in the legs. Exhale. So one more inhale, and on the exhale, let your arms come down. You can touch the belly. And we're going to do one more movement on that same side with the right leg. And in that movement, we'll be keeping the bend in the knee like we just did holding the pose. So please inhale, bend your knee, lift your arms. So on the exhale, we're going to let the right hand come over to that leg and the left arm go over the head. Now you can bring your elbow all the way down. You can bend that knee a little bit more. On the inhale, keep that right knee bent and come back up to the center. Okay, so you can decide how far over you want to go. Exhale, elbow or hand touches your leg, raised arm over your head. Push through your feet, inhale back up. No rushing. Let's do that one more time. Exhale over. I'm bending my elbow. Interesting stretch there. Inhale. And then we're going to go over and hold that side bend for a couple of breaths. So again, you could be here. That would be fine. You could be on your elbow. You can lengthen that arm. So think about the back foot, the left foot, and you can extend that arm way over your head. You can look up. You can bend your elbow. Keep breathing. No gripping in the lower hand. No gripping in the toes. And then please inhale back up to the center. Turn your feet forward, walk them back together. Jiggle, shake, swing again if you like. A little jiggling and shaking can be really nice to let go a little bit. And then we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to pause before we do the other side. So stand tall in mountain pose, soften or close your eyes, and take a moment to notice all the sensations on the two sides of the body after we did that sequence on one side. And then please open your eyes and we'll do the second side. So step your feet comfortably wide. Now you know what we're going to be doing. So we're going to turn the left foot out 90 degrees and we'll do a test bend. So when you bend your knee, you want that knee over your heel. You can see how wide you want to have your feet. When you exhale and extend the leg, touch your belly. Get that hugging in feeling. You want to keep engaging the abdomen on the exhale. Okay, so here we go. Inhale, bend the knee, lift your arms, shoulder height, and feel the arms lengthen and feel the spine lengthen so your shoulders rise up out of your hips. Exhale, coming out of the pose. So please breathe at your own pace. We're going to do three more repetitions here. So inhale. You can look left if you like. Let the exhale bring you out. So slowly as you're comfortable breathing. So inhale. Exhale. No, don't strain your breath though. So something comfortable. Inhale. Exhale. So the next one, we're going to hold the pose. So first little bit of work in that left leg. So inhale, coming into the pose. You can bend that knee any amount you like. Soft shoulders on the exhale. So you may prefer to keep your head to the center. That's fine. You could also look left. Lengthen the arms on the inhale. Remember to engage your abdomen on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try not to grip your toes or grip your jaws. Another breath. So when you get to this exhale, go ahead and come out of the pose for a moment. Give that leg a little break. Maybe move your hips. And then we're going to do the second part, the side angle pose. So again, we'll be keeping that left knee bent. You can decide how much bend. It doesn't have to be a lot. So if you want more challenge, bend your knee more. So inhale, coming into the pose. So keep that bend in your knee. So exhale, left hand or left elbow to that leg and the raised arm over your head. Big extension on that side. And then inhale back up. Keeping that knee bent. Exhale, hug your navel in. Let's go over. Inhale, coming back up. So both movements very controlled. Exhale over with as much control as you can. And then inhale up with control. Okay, now we're going to go over and stay. So again, you could just lean lightly. You could take your arm up toward the ceiling, or you can come down onto your elbow and you can take your arm way over your head. Don't hurt your shoulder. This could be a good option, cactus arms, if you've got something going on in that right shoulder. Inhale. Don't forget to engage your abdomen on the exhale. One more, inhale. One more, exhale, and then just come up. Inhale. Gently turn your feet forward. Wiggle, jiggle them back in, and you can shake and jiggle. And I like this technique called rebounding. It's bouncing. So you can just let everything kind of jiggle and bounce. Or another way to do it is to lift your heels up off the floor and kind of bounce on your heels. And it tends to make things jiggle. And that's the point. So this is a really good technique. It relieves tension, but it also moves fluid around the body. So we want to hydrate the connective tissue, the fascia, and that shaking, jiggling, bouncing. It's really good to move the fluid around the body. So take a moment to be still. And now noticing how you feel in your body. You can even close your eyes. And then please open your eyes, and we're going to lie down on our back for the next part, and we will do a little forward fold there. So go ahead and carefully make your way down onto the floor. And when you're lying on your back, you can pull your knees into your chest, which may feel pretty good after those warrior poses. So any movement that's helpful to massage your back, so that might be rocking side to side. That might be circling your knees. So I sometimes put my hands right on the knees and rock around. you might notice how you're holding onto your legs. So if you're holding onto your shins and it's making your neck and shoulders kind of lift up a little bit, maybe hold on behind your knees so that your shoulders and your neck can relax while you're massaging your back. Some ankle circles may feel really nice here. Maybe a little shaking here. All right, and then a simple little pose to help us to reconnect to the movement of our breath and to gently stretch the low back. So if you bring your hands to your kneecaps, so your fingers point down toward your toes. On the inhale, just extend your arms so the knees rock away. Take a big breath. On the exhale, bend your elbows so that the knees draw in towards your belly. You can flex the feet here. Wider knees are also fine. Inhale, extend the arms, relax your ankles. Exhale. You could even close your eyes. Very simple movement. How does that feel for your back? Inhale. One more exhale. When you inhale here, just slowly, gently place your feet down on the floor. We're going to walk the feet out to the edges of the mat so that the feet are hip width apart or even wider. So especially if you have longer legs, have nice wide feet. We're going to do the windshield wiper movement. So in this movement, we inhale while the knees are up. And on the exhale, the knees both fall to one side, like windshield wipers. And on the inhale, the knees rise back up. So pay attention to your hips and particularly your low back as you exhale over. If you start to feel any tension in your back or your hips or your knees don't like it, just make the movement smaller. Inhale up. Exhale to the side. If it feels good for you, you can let them open up more. So there's a little back bend on the inside leg here. Inhale. Exhale. You could turn your head the opposite way. You could close your eyes. It's another nice movement to focus on the breath. So the next time your knees go to one side, just stay there. If you have any discomfort under in your hips or your knees at all, you can use a pillow, or I have a yoga block here to prop up the outside of the legs or the inside of that one that's toward the center of the mat. Take a few breaths. Right, you can close your eyes. And as we move toward the slower part of our practice, longer exhales, very helpful. So you can focus on just noticing your exhales or engaging your abdomen as you exhale. Let them be complete. When you get to your next inhale, so complete whatever exhale for the breath that you're on, and then inhale back to the center and pause so that your hips and shoulders are even and your feet are still nice and wide. And then when you get to the exhale, carefully go to the other side. And again, feel free to prop up the legs, either one or both. And just see what you notice. And how can you slow down your breath? Maybe closing the eyes helps you focus a little more on the sensations in your body. So again, complete the exhale of the breath that you're on. And when you inhale, come back to the center. And you may need to adjust your shoulders and your hips. And please walk your feet in so that they're hip width apart now. We're going to do one more movement. It's a nice thing to do after a twist. This is the bridge pose. So bring your hands, palms down by your sides. And you can even kind of push the elbows down to tuck the shoulder blades under. And have your heels hip width apart and a pretty good bend in your knees, depending on how much you can bend your knees. And as you inhale, lift your chest, look up so your neck is even. Slowly exhale back down. Okay, and when you naturally inhale, lift back up. We're going to do a few repetitions and we're going to focus on a really nice slow exhale. So when you're ready to exhale, just roll your spine down. You might think about each vertebra of your spine touching one at a time. Hug the belly in at the end of the exhale. And then when your inhale happens naturally, lift back up. And then just controlling that lowering. So you're welcome to do that one more time, or if you want to lift up and hold for a few breaths, you're welcome to do that. If you don't want to hold, that's fine. If you've already come down, you can pick your feet up and draw your knees into your chest and start to massage your back. And if you're still holding, still focusing on the breath and engaging the belly on the exhales, when you're ready on an exhale, please come down slowly. And then you can draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. You can rock here like we did earlier. Some people like lifting the chest up a little bit to stretch out the back after that pose. Maybe a gentle little shake of the feet, little shake of the hands. And then we're going to start to shift toward the resting part of our practice. So let your feet come down to the floor. You may like having the feet a little bit apart and the knees touching. You can rest your hands on your belly or on the floor. And let go of any effort to control your breath now. So just free breath. You're welcome to close your eyes. Get a sense of the support of the floor under the different parts of your body. So can you soften your neck or your shoulders? You feel where your feet are touching. And then a moment to consider how you want to support your body for Shavasana, for our relaxation. So if you like stretching the legs out flat and that's comfortable for you, that's fine. If you notice that it's not that comfortable, the back feels a little tender, if you stretch your legs out flat, just keep your knees bent, or you can place a pillow or a cushion under your knees. You can have your hands either on your belly or out to the sides, whichever you prefer. So a couple of breaths with a sigh to let go here, just releasing any effort. Inhale and then, and one more nice breath in. Sighing and letting the eyes close. And allowing yourself this next few minutes to let your body rest. Being as comfortable as you can. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy, and may you live with ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we live with ease. May we live in peace. So I encourage you to continue to let your body rest for another 5, even 10 minutes, or minimum 12 breaths. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.